Hello everyone! Here I am out for a walk. Oh no, I didn't see this sign before. What does it say? Let's see what it says. Private property! No soliciting, loitering, trespassing. I mean, none of that stuff. No parking. Well, I'm not in a car. I'm not on my bike. And there are reasons for not being on my bike. But right here it says no parking. I mean, they don't want to let you do anything here, right? But I'm in the front part of the of this particular structure, and I see this, a pine cone. That's nice. There's one thing. Let me get back on focused on that. One thing I remember from living in North Carolina, which I'm not at right now, pine cones. There are pine trees. Okay, the sun's over in that direction. Anyway, it's cool to see a pine cone. You can see the bruises on my hand. That has something to do with something else. We'll talk about that in a moment. But yeah, there are pine trees over here. Okay, and palm trees as well. And this here, some sort of an evergreen tree of some sort. This should be decorated in the winter. At Christmas time, what do you think, huh? Beautiful, green. And tall. This is a really tall tree. There's another one way over here. It's so tall. If you go down, you find the American flag there. And it's the American flag is like, I don't know, 20 feet up. But here we are, and we're in Florida. As I mentioned, palm trees. Well, there they are. I got hit by a car. I got hit by a car while I was riding my bicycle. Thus, I am not riding my bicycle today. I'm out for a walk. I'm holding up on riding my bicycle. I will ride my bicycle again. I want a couple of more days to heal. I'm a little scraped up and scratched up and bruised up. So here's what happened. I'm over on the other side, the other side of the street, right over here. You know, you can see the, you know, they got a stop sign. There's a big red hand up. That means stop. And over here, well, it's hard to tell what that is because the light isn't good, but there's a stop sign. So I'm trying to cross from there to over here, and I have my bicycle. I just left KFC. I'm sorry, it's very noisy out here. So my light changed. But the light changed for me to come over here, which is the light, which is the walking light, the walk sign. They don't have a bicycle line, they have a walk sign. So when the sign said walk, I started to cross the intersection. But this intersection was completely blocked with cars and trucks, and in the middle, everybody blocked the intersection. So I'm coming over here, and I got on my bike, so I'm riding across, and there's 4 lanes. And in this lane here, there was a big truck, but he wasn't there. In fact, he had run the red light, and he was right here in the walkway. So I had to go around in front of him. And when I went around in front of him, I didn't see there was another car coming from back here in this lane that ran the red light. They ran the red light, and once I got past that truck, I looked up and I saw this car, some 20-year-old kid, barreling down on me, and there was no way I could stop. And what I had to do was I had to jump off that bicycle. I mean, the last split second, I mean, it was a super split-second decision. I could see that I had no escape. I was going to get hit by this car. So I jumped off the bike right here, jumped off the bike right here, actually, because he was up here and he'd run the red light. And then I rolled and was dragged, actually, you know, kind of down the asphalt, where I ripped my knee and, you know, got all bruised up and you know, ripped up, and I landed over on the side here. My glasses flew off, and the guy hit the bicycle instead of me because I jumped off so quick. And I mean, the bicycle flew over my head. You know, I'm rolling down the street, and this guy, the bicycle flew over my head. My glasses were in the gutter, and I got up, but he stopped just like 2 feet away from me, this car. And I had to, and the first thing I did was I got up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I okay or what? You know, I got banged up pretty good, but I looked, my first thought, funny, was my glasses. Are my glasses okay? And I ran to the gutter, I picked up my glasses, I held them up to the light, and, you know, they had a, you know, the glasses have a, you know, a scratch-resistant surface. So happily, my glasses were okay. So I picked that up, then I'm thinking, am I okay? That was the second idea, because the first choice was them glasses, you know. So I checked myself out, and I figured there's no broken bones. I can see where I was skinned up on my knee and my hands. There's a bruise here. I just don't know if you can see it right now. It's starting to fade now, because this was 3 days ago. But, yeah, I got hurt, and both my hands were hurt. And I got up, came up, pulled over to the curb, and the funny thing, and I went over and I looked at my bicycle, and I picked it up, and the funny thing was, one of the funny things, if anything was funny about this incident, was my bicycle was okay. The back tire was a little bit off center, but nonetheless, it was still rideable. And so I pulled over here to the side of the road, and the guy's saying, what should I do? And he rolls his window down. It's like this 20-year-old kid, you know. And I told him, okay, look, it looks like I'm okay. I can see, just looking at me, I can see there's no broken bones. I'm skin up and stuff. But you need to be more careful, you know, crossing the street. I'll be okay. And he says, well, do you need for me to give you a ride home? And I'm thinking to myself, no, not the way you drive. Are you kidding me? And I just had a few blocks to go down this way. So I got back, you know, I got the bike out of the street, got myself out of the street, and I'm talking through the window, and he says, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I said, go home and listen. You be careful when you cross these intersections. You know, there's other people in the world. You know, just be careful, man. And I'll be okay. Just go on where you're going. And I did that because I couldn't see spending the next few hours, you know, filling out a police report and then going to the hospital, and they're going to check everything. I could tell there weren't any broken bones, so I'm like, let's end this, okay? And so I did, and he took off. And I got on the bike, and it rode okay, and I drove myself back home. And that was what happened a couple of days ago. Now I got to cross the street again, so I'm going to turn this camera off if you guys don't mind, okay? So this is a dangerous freaking intersection. Yep.